I feel like there's like an unspoken rule that you have to start with a question before you like talk about something, so that's what I'm gonna do. All right. So who here has ever been afraid of something? Everyone's hand better be up. Okay, good. We're all in agreement. So another question that you don't have to raise your hand for, because I will explain myself. Have you ever felt as if sometimes the things that you're afraid of are less scary if you're with someone? Does that make sense? Yeah? Okay. So like just an example that I thought of, I'm really scared of the dark. I have to sleep with the closet light on. I know, embarrassing. But just like imagine there's a power outage and it's really dark, it's really late at night, and you're trying to find a flashlight and you're by yourself. That's really scary because every single scary story you've ever been told by the campfire is just resurfacing in your brain. And I would be thinking about all the ways I could die that night. So that's nice. But if you're with like your mom or your dad or your best friend or your favorite cousin or something, you feel like comforted. It's still a scary situation. You're still scared, but you feel better about yourself. You think like your chances of survival are increasing for some reason. Like the Ghostbusters theme song just like starts playing in the background. I don't know, but that kind of idea happened to me this past summer. I went to Italy for vacation to visit my mom's side of the family. My mom's 100% Italian. She immigrated when she was like in her late 20s. We're from a small town called Monopoli, spelled exactly the same, just except with an I at the end instead of a Y. And one thing my entire family loves to do besides eat is go swimming. Whether it's on the beach or off the rocks in front of my grandma's house or just in a regular swimming pool, we all love to swim. But for the longest time, I would never jump off a rock into the ocean. I was too scared. I would maybe let the water come up to my waist, but if the deep ocean was just one of my biggest fears. It's just really scary. Because you don't know what's down there. And the things you do know that are down there, like, they're just as equally scary. So like sharks, stingrays, whales, those creepy little hermit crabs, squid, octopus. Has anyone ever seen like the National Geographic documentaries about the creepy mermaids? Anyone? Let me tell you, they're just really scary. Like there's no like Ariel singing about how she wants to be a human. Like it's like, it's not okay, all right? But like I'm 18, and so my family was like, you need to let go of this fear. You need to jump in. So after a lot of like encouragement and like coaxing me into the water, I finally jumped in. Like as the days were going on, I started unknowingly swimming farther, deeper into the water, and by the end of the vacation, I could just jump in by myself and not need anyone's help. Which was interesting because when I got back, I started thinking about how I got over that fear, and it reminded me, for some reason, of the Bible verse that says, perfect love casts out all fear. And disclaimer, I'm not saying that my family had perfect love. They definitely don't. It's very human, it's very flawed. Everyone here has families, we can all agree on this. But it got me thinking that if I can conquer like one of my biggest fears with just the help of a human flawed love, can you imagine how much I could do, how much of a difference I could make in my life with a perfect love? And the reality of that statement is that we don't have to imagine if we had a perfect love, because we do have a perfect love. It's God's perfect love for us. But when we don't accept that love or we don't trust in that love, we end up not fulfilling God's plan for our life. So what I kind of took from this series of events in my life, what I kind of want you guys to see from this is don't underestimate yourself and what you can do, but definitely don't underestimate what you can do by accepting and trusting in God's love. And I'm not saying like you can never be afraid of anything, because let's face it guys, we're human, we're gonna be afraid of things. It's just what we do. And I'm not saying to be reckless. Please make smart decisions. But just be courageous. Be courageous. Has anyone ever seen the movie We Bought a Zoo or heard of it? It's a great movie. It's a great movie. And like the iconic quote from that movie is like, sometimes all you need is like 20 seconds of insane courage. And you know, there's only one place we can get that insane courage. I think we all know the answer to this question. Jesus is the answer to everything. So it's Jesus, guys. But don't let fear be your reason for not doing something in life, but do let fear like be a motivation and a reminder to seek out more of God's love. Because, for example, when I'm scared of anything, I am grown, sort of grown, I'm not really grown, but I'm kind of grown, and I still run to my mom whenever I'm scared of something. I saw It, the horror movie, because one of my friends made me, and I slept in my mother's bed for 3 nights after that. I was terrified. But the point is, when we're scared, God wants us to run to Him. He wants us to seek Him out so that He can comfort us. Because the devil is going to try to use fear to poison God's plan for your life. He's going to try to be like, do you really want to do that? Like, you're probably going to get hurt. Overthink it, because I guarantee every single situation that you think will go wrong, believe me. And that's not true, because God would never put us in a situation where we could get hurt. It's always for our benefit. So I'll leave you with a Bible verse that kind of describes this. It's 1 John 4:18, and it says, "There is no fear in love, but perfect love drives out all fear, because fear has to do with punishment. And so one who fears is not yet perfect in love." So that's my story time.